there, welcome back to Bringing More to the Table with Shelley. Today I'm going to be making a quick and easy dinner roll recipe. So I'll give you a hint of what my ingredients are. And I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of instant dry yeast, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 large egg, this is a room temperature egg, a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, I'm using Crisco, and 1 cup of warm water at 110 degrees. So we're going to get started. I'm going to get everything into my mixer. If you don't have a mixer, just put everything into a bowl, stir it with a wooden spoon, and then you're going to have to knead it on the counter, whereas the mixer is going to do the kneading for me. So I'm going to start by putting my 3 cups of flour into my mixing bowl. A little dusty there, but that's okay. 1/4 cup of sugar right in the bowl. 2 teaspoons of yeast right in there. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And what I'm going to do before I add the wet ingredients in is I'm just going to give this a little stir with a whisk, just to incorporate those ingredients together into the flour, just so they're not sitting on top. And that's it. And I'm going to put my bowl on the mixing stand, put the lid down, and I'm just going to turn this on to stir, and then I'm going to add in my wet ingredients. So 1 large egg right in the bowl, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and 1 cup of 110 degree warm water. Okay, so this is going to mix, get incorporated, and then I'm going to turn it up to about a 4 so it can knead the dough, and I will show you how this looks. So you'll see here it's starting to mix. It's mixing slowly because it's only on a stir mode right now, so you don't have to get it going too fast. Just nice and easy, and it'll do the job for you. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a turn up, and that'll get all the ingredients off the side of the bowl. So this will take about 2 to 3 minutes in the mixer, and then we're going to put it on to knead for about 5 to 6. Okay, so my dough is starting to come together here in the mixer. So what's going to happen now is it's just going to continue to mix, and I'm going to let this mix on a setting of 4 for about 5 to 6 minutes until my dough is nice and soft and supple, and then I'm going to be getting it into my pan to let it rise. So I'll see you in a couple minutes. Okay, so my dough is finished mixing. I'm going to take it out of the mixer. I am going to put it onto a floured counter as I'm going to roll it a little bit so I can get it into my pan. And I am using a muffin pan today, and you should get 12 dinner rolls out of this recipe. So let's take this out, and this is a very soft dough. So I'm just going to take it off the dough hook here, just into the bowl. And I'm just going to flour my fingers a little bit so it doesn't quite stick to me as much as it is to the bowl here. I'm just going to take it and scrape it right out. Okay, so I've got my dough out of my bowl. Got it on the counter. This was floured, this surface. And it is, when it comes out of the bowl, it's a little sticky. That's why you want to have your counter floured. So I'm just going to cut this with the bench cutter. And I'm going to get 12 rolls out of this. Now, some will be bigger, some will be smaller. They're not all the same size, but try to get them as uniform as possible. So, and if you notice, or if you are cutting your dough and some are bigger, just cut off a little bit extra, to make it a good size. And you might want to flour it a little bit because the dough is a bit sticky. So you're just going to take it and shape it. Roll it into a ball, just like that. And if you want to do it on the counter, you can do it on the counter to shape it into a nice ball. And then it's just going into the muffin tin, and this is greased. These are going to bake at a 350 degree oven for 20 minutes. and they do have to rise. They're going to need about an hour, hour and a half to rise before they get cooked. So there's one right there, nice and perfect, super simple. Same thing with the next one, and this is going right into the tin, just like that. And as I said, I sprayed this with Pam. So if you don't have Pam, you can use a little bit of oil just so they don't stick. And it'll give them a nice little crunch on the outside as well. So I'm going to get this finished, and then we're going to set them aside to rise. Cover your dough and put them in a warm place to rise. Oven with the light on works great. Okay, so I have my buns done. They're in the muffin tin here. I did get 12. So they're going into the oven. I'm going to put these in the oven with the light on because it's warm and draft free. And I'm going to let them rise probably about an hour and a half. And then we'll turn them on to get them cooked. So I'll see you once they're rise so you can see how they look. Okay, so my buns have risen. They rose for, took about an hour and 15 minutes to get them. They've doubled in size. I'm going to put them in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. So they're going in right now, and I'll see you when they're going to come out of the oven. There we go, 350 for 20 minutes. See you soon. So it's been 30 minutes. My buns are done. I'm going to take them out of the oven. They look absolutely perfect, nice and brown. And if you're new to baking and you want to make sure something's cooked, a good way to tell if bread or buns is done is by tapping it. And if it sounds hollow, they're cooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, I have some melted butter here, and I'm just going to take this melted butter and I'm going to brush it on top of the buns. Just give them a light little brush, just like that. And then you're going to just let these cool in the pan, and then they'll be ready for you to enjoy. So I hope you'll give this recipe a try. I thank you for watching my video. Like and subscribe.